everybody, my name is Jamie with Gardens and Getaways. I just wanted to come out here and do a quick garden tour while it wasn't raining for the first time in weeks. We've had a ton of rain here in North Carolina, which I greatly appreciate. I'm not complaining, but it has been hard to get out here between working and other things I've got going on in life, and we did have a getaway too. I'm gonna hopefully post a video about that sometime soon, but just wanted to give a quick update. It is May 28th or 9th. I don't know what day it is. But anyways, it's the end of May and it's only like 70 degrees, which is kind of weird here in North Carolina. Usually kids are already getting in the pool. It's a lot hotter, but it's been a wet, cool, rainy spring, but I think that's going to make for a really good garden season. So I'm excited about that. So without further ado, let's do a quick update here. All right. So you can see the squash plants have absolutely loved the rain. They're doing really good. I don't have any little baby squashes on there yet. Actually, maybe I do. Look down there. Okay, you can tell that is a female flower. See the little baby fruit behind it? Male flowers won't have that fruit behind them. So I do have some coming up, which is exciting. I've got lots of cosmos planted in between here that are gonna come up, be some good pollinators for the garden. I thought about thinning them, but I haven't. I don't know if I'm going to. Should I? Will they be okay? I think they'll be okay. This little guy's a volunteer. Still not sure what it is. Kind of looks like a watermelon. We're just going to leave it. My cucumbers are starting to go up this trellis, and I'll kind of guide a couple more of them. Some of them are kind of low here, like the scow. Just pick up and guide up there once I get done recording. I do have some carrots down here. Carrots do not like the heat, so everything else, once its vegetation is full, will kind of provide some protection for that, and then we'll be able to pick those at the beginning of fall. More squash over here. This little cantaloupe plant is holding on good. Got my Kajari melons that'll trail off to the side, hopefully. My cantaloupe plants on the other side of this bed seem to be doing a little bit better. I had actually transplanted that other one and I don't think it liked it. Stuck some blue spice basil in here. Hopefully that'll come up well. I will thin that, share it with some friends. And I do have another Kajari melon right here on the side. And once again, I'll just take these little cucumbers, just kind of trail them up like that. Their tendrils will grow, grab on, and then eventually go all the way up. You can see this one is already kind of doing that. See how they have these tendrils here, these little arms that just grow and hang on. With all this rain, got a couple that just kind of need to be trained up. If you keep hearing a buzzing, I've got a hummingbird feeder up here and they have been loving it, fighting over it. 2 of them. Next garden bed over, kind of got the same layout going with a little bit of different stuff. I do have some cucumbers growing up this side. These were attacked by roly-polies pretty early on. Had to replant them. Those were behind the other cucumbers, so I'll actually have them coming up in 3 stages, which is nice because as some peter out, I'll have some new ones coming up. These are cucamelons that a friend gave me, kind of like cucumbers, grow the same, taste a little different. My kids really enjoyed them, so we're gonna grow them again. This cantaloupe will hopefully go off to the side. The zucchinis are a little smaller than the squash are. Hopefully they'll catch up. It's crazy how the soil from one bed to the next can be so different. I do have an eggplant here. Eggplants have the prettiest little purple flowers. They do get a little spiky, and I've already harvested one eggplant off of the bottom of this. That's a Black Beauty eggplant. A friend gave me this little basil, so I stuck her in right there. Had a couple lettuces that I had seeded. It may get too hot for these, but I'll try to keep them going. Got some dill coming up here. I would like to get a lot of dill just because I do want to do some pickles with all the cucumbers, but it may be that it gets too hot for it, but we'll give it a try. On this corner, got the cucamelons starting to grow up beside the cucumbers here. And then same thing, this cantaloupe. Once it starts to get a little bit longer, we'll just train it just to trail off to the side. So that's the first 2 beds. In the next bed over, we have our watermelon plants. You can see, kind of followed the square foot gardening method, put one in each corner. That one will be trailing off soon. This bunch I need to thin. I have thinned them otherwise and given them to friends. I'm just waiting to see who else wants a watermelon plant. And I've got that one there. And then these are zinnias that I did kind of in a cross pattern. They're going to be absolutely gorgeous when they come up. Once again, bringing a lot of good pollinators. The cilantro plant has gone to flower. Once it flowers, it'll get some little seed pods on it. You can eat the green seed pods from what I hear. I haven't tried that yet. And then you can grind up the seeds to be another form of seasoning to use in your food and stuff. So I'm going to let that one flower, see what it does. I've never really done that before, so we'll try it this year. Parsley is going wild down here. I am going to come in and trim off some of these outer leaves, take it inside and dry it like I did my oregano. This rosemary bush, even my husband the other day was like, we don't have to move that thing. She getting too big. And she is. She very much is. And ignore my walkways. They need to be mowed after all the rain, but it'll be okay. This rosemary is absolutely beautiful. It smells so good. So good. And believe it or not, I actually chopped a chunk of it out and split it between some friends and gave it to them, and it's still that big. I don't know if you saw my oregano video where I came through, chopped my oregano, and then dried it as a dried herb to keep throughout the season. Look at that. There's one of them roly-polies. Them things, I have never had those things like I have this year. It's crazy to me. Get out of here. Anyways, the oregano, you can see where I cut it, it just splits off, branches off, and you get these new, sweeter tasting, better smelling leaves. So it's good just to prune back your herbs like that. I just came through and whacked a whole bunch of it off, and I need to probably do it again. Got one singular tomato plant over here in the corner. She is a, I think Cherokee purple, this one is. It's looking wonderful. Got some good fruit coming up on that. Can't wait for these things to start turning red. Very healthy looking plant. She looks good over there. She likes it. She likes being alone. On the outside here, I do have some of my lilies blooming. I'll take you out there and show you in a second. I've got this big old dahlia here coming up. She's kind of been getting eaten a little bit. I need to figure out what's eating her. I mean, look at these leaves. They're just demolishing them. And see how I can naturally get rid of that. In the corner here, I've got, I think, some more cosmos and zinnias that'll just give me some pretty pollinators later in the season. Then I've got this big old tomato bed here. These tomato plants are growing really well. Got lots of tomatoes on them. We've had a ton of rain, so I haven't been out here cutting a bunch of leaves off of them. Usually I do that a little bit more, thin them out a little bit, especially since they're so close together. Yeah, but I haven't done that yet this year, so. Alright, so back to the tomato plants. Had to take a little break there, technical difficulties. We'll walk around the fronts of them first and see what we've got. This little flower right here is called a nasturtium. It'll hang over the side, give me another flower, something to draw in pollinators. This is a marigold, which should be flowering here soon. They deter pests, which are good. I've got this basil. Here you can see, same thing, just like the oregano, where I've come through and cut the basil, and then you get two more stems. Everywhere you cut, you get this branching when you cut at these nodes. Doing that makes it look like your basil plant gets a little smaller for a second, but really it'll be so much bushier later in the season because of it. Got another marigold. Got some chives coming in good. Marigold. Basil, and these nasturtiums are getting a lot more sun, so they're really looking a lot better than that one on the corner. A friend gave me this tomato plant. I don't know what kind she is, but we shall see. She wasn't sure either. And then, speaking of the tomatoes, I've noticed coming out here that if you look under the leaves, and I just did a short on this small video, but under the leaves here, I don't know if you can see them or not. I think this was the one that you could see it really good on. Look at that. Stinkers. I think these are aphids. I've never had this problem on my tomatoes before, and there's way too many to pick off. So I looked up natural ways to deal with that. And one way that I found was put a yellow cup on a stake, put some Vaseline all over it, which I did. It's kind of sticky. And they will get stuck in that. So I tried it in 2 different areas in the garden, one on the fence over there. And then I also heard laying out orange peels will help to deter pests. We're gonna try it. I saw some people spraying their plants with a watered down Dawn mixture, but I just don't know about that. It seems chemically to me. How do you deal with it? Do you get aphids on your tomatoes? I've never really had this problem before. How do you fix it? Also, let's just talk about how tall these tomatoes are. Those are big old bamboo stakes. I think my Vago garden beds are the 16, 17 inch, something like that. And that's how big those plants are. And we're not even well into the season. We've got over 100 tomatoes on there between all of our tomato plants. I just counted yesterday. And look at these Romas. Try to can up some salsa, maybe some spaghetti sauce. Hoping this is a good tomato year. In the bed over beside of it, I've got some pepper plants. These have really grown a lot too. If you watched my last video, you could see just how much they really have grown. So we've got 4 of the rainbow bell peppers, which are starting to get a little bit of flower. Move leaf, little flower, so that's wonderful. Got some marigolds in between just for the beneficial insects again. Pest protection as naturally as possible. Then we've got 3 sweet banana peppers. Kind of wound up with a hole back there. I don't know if I'll try to stick something in or just let it go. And then we've got 3 jalapeno pepper plants, which I'm super excited about. I don't really like spicy, but I love a good stuffed jalapeno. Jalapeno poppers, cowboy candy, that kind of thing. Over here beside of it, I planted some sunflowers. Also have some zinnias planted just to give some flowers in the area. Hopefully those will bloom pretty. One more big bucket of a tomato here, surrounded by marigolds. And this one, I think, is a pink brandywine. But once again, got some beautiful fruit on there, already getting pretty big. I'm excited about this tomato year. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. It's really taken off over the last few weeks with all of this rain. Is anybody else getting this much rain where they live? Like, we do not get rain like this in North Carolina usually. I don't ever remember in it. We've been at this house for almost 5 years. So this was my 4th gardening year here. We do want to expand the garden, but right now this is just where we're at, so it's okay to kind of start small. It doesn't have to be massive. So I hope this video helps you in any way, see kind of where other gardeners are, what they're doing, things that work for them. I learn best by seeing all the other videos out there on YouTube, and this garden community's been really great for me. So I will take you out to the other part of the yard in just a second and show you what else I've got going on. Almost forgot, I did line the fence with some mammoth sunflowers. So ignore the fact that I need to mow / weed eat or whatever, but these sunflowers are going to be beautiful growing up this fence here in a little bit. Back around to this side of the garden. So we do have 2 rain barrels. I know you can buy rain barrels for pretty expensive. My husband found these. These were actually pickle barrels. I guess they shipped cucumbers in them or something like that. And he just bought the attachments off Amazon and turned them into rain barrels for me. And they are completely full with all the rain that we've got. So when we've got a bunch in there, I will, fill up the watering cans and water with those. These lilies over here, all of these are plants that were given to me. These dahlias, you can see, are getting some pretty buds on them. This one will be kind of like this pinkish purple. It's going to be so pretty when it opens up. But once again, something's eating the leaves. Like, what is doing that? And then these beautiful lilies. The lady that I work with at the hospital was dividing these up and gave them to me. Aren't they gorgeous? And every year they just keep coming back more and more. And then the speckled ones will actually produce the calla lilies, which I absolutely love. But gosh, these things are so pretty. And they smell so good. So good. And that's just the back side of the garden. So it's a work in progress. Can't wait to see where we finish out at the end of the summer, how much food we really do get. I'd love to see your garden. Leave a link below if on here and want me to look at your channel. I know there's a lot of channels that I follow pretty closely. I don't really listen to podcasts or the radio or anything like that. Don't watch a lot of TV, but I do love the YouTube gardens. Seeing everybody's garden just inspires me so much to think about what I want to grow next year, and I learned so much doing it. One regret I have growing up, you know, I had lots of people in my life that liked to garden, liked to can, and I was young. I didn't care nothing about it, and now I'm older and I'm like, man, so much knowledge that you know you missed out on. So at least we have YouTube, that kind of thing, so we can learn from each other. Keep the trampoline, my unaesthetic yard back here. It's alright though. Anyways, till next time, bye!